Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I just want to have this as a generic civil justice sign off. Whatever I want for the civil justice, for I am displaying the USA government errors, public sector errors, private sector errors, and how USA government operations got destroyed, and for displaying the Absolute-Monarchs scandal. I, Vethapriya PROSE, wanted these civil justice to be provided to me. Okay, so I'll just read the sign off so that it will be in all these other sessions. Okay, so for I, Vethapriya PROSE, native Indian tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, and true owner of USA, and proved USA is Tamil Nadu, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, have highest impasse eligibility to lead USA. I must be the interim leader of USA now is civil justice served. And for I, Vethapriya PROSE, displayed USA government errors and the scandal of Absolute-Monarchs to USA government. I, Vethapriya PROSE, for civil justice as in Holy Bible guidelines. I, Vethapriya PROSE, want United States of America nation to rename Lord Ripon Building in Tamil Nadu, India, after my name Vethapriya is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now is civil justice served. And Pope Francis resigns abruptly now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Civil Judge for all nations, now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Family Law and Supreme Chief Children Judge for all nations is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations, to lead and guide World Bank, United Nations organizations, World Health Organizations, Center for Disease Control, Department of Children Families, Department of Health Services, Department of Justice, Department of Revenue, Department of Agriculture, Department of Imports Export, Department of Military in all nations across the globe is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to be the ambassador for all nations, starting with India, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, should get dual citizenship of USA and India now is civil justice served. And thank you all for your time. Take care, my dear fellow mankind. I sure will get civil justice for entire human kingdom in 1 minute. Thank you all for your time. Bye for now. Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I hope we are all on the same page on this regard that I'm providing very crucial, very important civil justice sign off for myself, and it's a multitasking. Okay, so what this testimony is all about, it's about the housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud. So please understand the crime, the severity of the crime I'm talking about, okay? And I was only educating wisdom, right? And people was only throwing acid on me. So even the last apartment which I was living, they threw acid on me. So it is all interlinked. Got it? And when I'm paying, I was paying a lot of rental there. They should not have provided that kind of injustice to me. It's a prostitute. The prostitutes only provides injustice, isn't it? So the rental landlords, they think that they are the lords and they are the kings and they are the queens, and the tenants are the slaves, and they can do whatever and the tenants will be quiet. Right? Who gave that authority for them? It's not their land. I own every land, right? So today, with this civil justice sign off, each and every single rental, landlords and housing, mortgages, companies, the banking sectors, all will run towards the jail. Because they provided tax fraud, right? No other go. Can you see how Nestle provided tax fraud for the drinking water? And this housing tax fraud is crime. But for how long people were being fooled, paying mortgage, tax, sale tax, property tax, and then rental for rental tax, the building tax, the utility tax, maintenance tax, sitting tax. Sitting on the freely on the rental apartment, you are paying tax for that. When we are all paying tax for that, why on the United States of America, both Republican government and Democrat government never educated the landlord should be always humane? That's a crime, right? Now that traces back where on the hierarchy level. It is Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis sat side by side with the landlords of rental apartment owners and educated landlord should be inhumane, insane, meanest, brutal. Must treat tenants as trash. Like that, Pope Francis thought, educated the rental owners, landlords worldwide. It's the same. The landlords providing the scandal worldwide is the same, and it's innocent tenants, they are shutting their mouth because, dependent. When I shut down Walmart, the rental association will shut down. When I shut down banking corporations, be it Associated Bank or US Bank or Freddie Mae, Fannie Mac, right? Or housing, urban development, the public sector, the prostitute, who is that neurosurgeon doctor, the black African American, Ben Carson. All must go to the jail. The software got destroyed, right? If one word, if they want to do any code changes, the software will crash. It will crash. So why not even one educated man, not even one educated woman stood up and educated the Republican government and the Democrat government of United States of America that there must never be any tax in any form? Why? Today, I'm displaying why exactly President Trump is innocent and why President Joe Biden is handcuffed mode already. He should run to, not even to its time is past. I already said what? Hey, President Joe Biden, resign, go to your hometown, Delaware. That grace time passed. Now he has to go to jail. It's jail time for President Joe Biden now. Right? What would you all have done? What would you all have done? If you all being tenants and the COVID-19 hits and you are unemployed and you are in a finance crisis, you get a job offer in a different spot, different place. You have to move. And you're not able to afford for that apartment and you're going for a lesser pricing but still in a affordable, safe place. So you have to provide what labor? The tenants have to provide what labor? Clean the apartments, pick and span. With whatever normal, affordable, wearable, terrible, it's known everywhere, right? Even the landlord, if they are using their sink, if they are using their house for that many long, even they will have their own wear and tear. Why nobody educated that to the landlords worldwide? What happened to the humanity? At least Pope Francis could have sat next side by side to the landlords and educated that, right? Dear landlord, you see, when these kind of COVID-19 craps are created by Dr. Fauci craps, the prostitutes, these people, the tenants will be the most impacted people. Do not provide injustice to them. He could have told, right? He's a god of USA, isn't it? And at least Queen Elizabeth could have told because she's ruling the USA and she has lot of palaces and mansions owning in USA, all free, tax-free. The Department of Health Services gave out all the lands free to Queen Elizabeth too. She's not only having Buckingham Palace in USA, in London, she's also having lot of palaces and mansions in USA. That is why her grandson is in USA. Right? Injustice. Why nobody, not even the governors, they are get to stay in the governor's palace only, right? They never educated what they have to do in the COVID-19 for the renters association and the landlord, right? Can you see why I filed a lawsuit against state of Wisconsin for $500 billion? Why everybody threw acid on me? It is Tony Evers threw acid on me. It is Scott Walker threw acid on me. Don't y'all think I can ask for civil justice, a tit for tat, right? I can just ask Tony Evers to get out of the governor's palace and sleep on the road. Just provide eviction notice on his forehead, right? Create a lot of shame for him. And Scott Walker too, who is living in Milwaukee right now, right? No, that's not civil justice for me. I can ask each and every single rental landlords to go to the jail, right? Ask for that as a civil justice, for the injustice they provided to me, for acid they threw on me, on my face, right? When all along I was only educating wisdom, nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. What would you all have done as a tenant when you all got in that situation that you are in, already too much of finance crisis, when this President Trump created a robocall for you all, and that took away that 4,500, and what would all have done? Unemployment mode one side, lot of pain and agony you are undergoing through, you are crying every single day. And when people have to attend for the job interview, they have to dress up, isn't it, with the dress code. And they have to prepare for the interview with the peace of mind. And they have to pass through that interview to get the job, right? What would you all have done? Any tenant in any apartment, when they have to move out, they will clean, right? Spick and span. How much of labor I provided? Do you all know that? God knows that. Because it came during the COVID-19, right? One side I got the job offer, one side it's not in that spot, it's a different location, I have to drive 2.5 hours. One side I have to clean the apartment, one side I have to load, pack up the things, whatever in the bags and box it up and put it in the van, load it, drive 2.5 hours, one way, unload it, unpack it, go back again one more time. Early morning, early, before sunlight, before night I have to be at the home. Why? Why nobody educated what is humanity to the landlords? Why? Why? What went wrong? Why Tony Evers, the governor of state of Wisconsin, and Scott Walker, the governor of state of Wisconsin during the Republican time, they never provided the guidelines for how that the healthy processing should be provided during the COVID-19. Why? What went wrong? What were the Supreme Court judges were doing, the prostitutes were doing? When Brett Kavanaugh was very careful enough to steal my rightful job from me, at least he could have provided the healthy standards, isn't it? Or Mitch McConnell was very cool, very, very, very keen in providing only Brett Kavanaugh to be the Supreme Judge. Only he could have provided the healthy standards, isn't it? All alone. Even for family when they want to move, it's a lot of task, right? I was not able to spend for the U-Haul or any of the movers companies. It was costly. And because I was able to travel, I really, that moment only, I realized the importance of having a minivan. Right? What if I had only a small car? I don't know how I did that. I was able to move from one spot to one place all alone on the road. When I was traveling, one side I got the job. I was saying, okay, I could see a silver lining on the clouds more, right? Okay, I will be settled down the road. I can save some money, like that mode. They threw acid on me, the rental landlord, right? They never gave back that security deposit to me. And top of it, I had to pay extra money also. What would you all have done? What would you all have done? How many pain and how many agony I have to undergo through. Why nobody educated about the humanity? Why? Do you all know the crime I'm talking about? And for all these crimes, it is only Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis created it. It is Pope created a lot of hell for me, Pope Francis. For how long Pope Francis is Pope, right? For long, right? He could have just sat by the state of Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers or Scott Walker and could have educated how to provide the COVID-19 rental services in a healthy way, isn't it? Now that traces back to what? Roman Province Jesuit organization, one of the states is what? State of Wisconsin. That's a proof here. The property tax fraud and the rental tax fraud, that's a proof right here. In state of Wisconsin. So when my blood is boiling, when I'm asking state of Wisconsin to stand upside down and pay me $500 billion for damages done to me, nobody will dare to ask why. When I wanted to look for this apartment shopping, I was shopping around, right? I saw only one or two properties in Green Bay area, that's all. That is how fast as I was able to get into this apartment during that COVID-19. I never even looked out, will there be anything, because I want to look close to the workplace. 10-15 minutes drive, less than 10 minutes drive to the workplace. I saw everything. How close is it to the Walmart? How close is it to the shopping things? Right? Because I wanted a shelter where it's close by. I do not want to drive long. I do not like long driving to those places, right? Without knowing anything of this place, I've come here. Because people in state of Wisconsin knows Green Bay is a visiting place only. Only some population lives here, right? When I filed the file for, you all got it, right? I filed $500 billion against Department of Health Services, Department of Children, Families, Department of Justice, Department of Treasury, tax. Now what are they going, where is the tax agency leader going to have his face? When this rental tax fraud is a crime, deadliest crime, and housing tax fraud is deadliest crime. Tell me. Can you see why everybody became helpless mode? One side I have to display the crime, one side I have to display how people became helpless mode. Even the landlords became helpless mode. Means what? They are slaves to Tony Evers. They are slaves to the Republican government. They are slaves to the Democrat government. They have to do whatever they have to do. They have to say, right? Okay, President Trump could not say, even if he is in the real estate business, right? He must have done a lot of crap in that. I don't even want to get into that because it is his choice, and how he is going to handle it, I don't know. I don't even want to know about that. I already said he is already having a Trump Tower apartments being built on the land of India, which he does not own it, right? I can ask the United States of American government to just bomb that Trump Tower apartment being built in the India to be gone in ashes. I do not want that for a civil justice. No. You all got it, how I will get the civil justice my way. My way is stylish way. Right? And recently I saw the news. They put it on the web, the web series, in the online news channel. How people were watching the Trump Tower, the Trump Casino, the Trump Hotel, in 1 second, came down in ashes. They all saw that. Do you all know why? You all know why, isn't it? It was during spring of 2014 to the spring of 2015 itself. It is President Trump, immediately sealed and shut down the Taj Mahal Casino and the hotel. And that impacted now, and recently, a few days back only I saw that news. Then President Trump will relate me. That is why I am providing this testimony today. That time he was not president. That time he was a business mogul. And again now he is a business mogul. That's all. Right? Businessman is a businessman. All I am asking is, why, these are not a rocket science. This owning, building a rental property and having that rental landlord-tenant healthy relationship, it's not a rocket science, right? Worldwide it is there. Worldwide people choose rental over owning a home based on their family situation, based on their finance situation, like that. But all I'm asking, all I'm educating is, why there is no little bit of that humanity. Okay, Pope failed in educating COVID-19 scandal, how to provide the rental services and how to provide the tax, housing, mortgage services when being a god of USA. Even Queen Elizabeth failed. Okay. Brett Kavanaugh, Supreme Judge, he also failed. Amy Barrett, she also failed. She came late in the bus to become the Supreme Judge, isn't it? At least she could have educated. So she also failed. So she is a prostitute. Okay. How about these Elizabeth Warren and the Amy, the Michelle Obama and the Hillary Clinton? They're all women. And how about the Vice President, what's her name? Kamala Harris. Why? They're all women only. Right? So, why women become evil? What is the reason behind it? They all yielded to sexual immorality, prostitutes, right? The prostitutes only will provide these kind of a crime. This is deadliest crime. This session is also going longer because you all need to know, right? How many people were mandated to think that they have to get the property insurance, they have to get the rental insurance, they have to pay the rental tax, they have to pay the housing tax. So tax 1, tax 2, tax 3, tax 4. 4 times of the tax will be eaten raw by Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis. And for whatever that's maintenance cost for Buckingham Palace, these government also have to pay money for them for that also. Why nobody asked? Why nobody stepped in and slapped left and right on the face of Queen Elizabeth to the prostitute? Why? Why nobody stepped on the face to face with Pope Francis, slapped on his face and fried him in ashes? Roasted and fried him in ashes. Why? Nobody did that. In the name of God. In the name of God. You all got it, right? What would you all have done? What would you all have done? And during that COVID-19, just because Midwestern state, the state of Wisconsin was the last one to get into that implications, the impacts, Walmart and certain stores were open. I was able to, when I was driving on the road, when hungry, I was able to get into the convenience stores and get some food. Otherwise, I would have, have to drive anyways like that mode. Today I'm providing as a live testimony, isn't it? Like me, at least 95% of the Americans would have undergone through that kind of a hell. Because in United States of America, only 1% of population are the homeowners. 99% are the rental people, tenants population. They were all fooled into thinking rental is healthy. It is healthy only when healthy processing is provided, right? Just because they are landlords, they cannot create any kind of hell or havoc, isn't it? So to push the tenants to the edge, right? When they're pushing the tenants to the edge of the cliff, what happens? The tenants die, right? How many evictions notice provided? And that too during COVID-19 alone. What did Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks, why they forgot to provide masks for the rental eviction notice paper? Why? That is $1 trillion crime, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I know how to tear down these cunning prostitutes, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks. You're seeing how I'm tearing down them in pieces, isn't it? They must have provided COVID-19 mask for rental eviction notice forms and mortgage eviction notice forms, and slapped on the face of the banking sectors to back off, right? They never did that. They were busy only marketing for masks for a plague that never even existed. What would you have done? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, I broke up because it was an emotional breakup for me. I knew what I underwent through, right? When I'm saying stop, don't throw acid, that's when people throw acid. So that means people never get it, right? They say, so communicate, then at least we'll try. I say, stop, do not throw acid. Means people aren't getting it, right? Walmart never got it. The landlords, they're not getting it, right? They're not getting it. How women are evil worldwide. How? Why? When? What would you have done? What would you have done? And I also have to make sure that must have that healthy road traffic times, right? When I'm driving, I have to drive safe because I'm driving with a lot of load, packages and driving. How much of tension? One side I'm crying, out of my overwhelming, over-exhausted mood on the road when I was driving long distance. On the side, I have to drive safely. Other side, I've got the job. Okay, that's a silver lining on the cloud. Okay, I'm going to start the job. My economic status will be improved. Right? Here you go. This is a testimony, my dear fellow mankind. It is God-given wisdom. Nothing else. God-given wisdom. God-given wisdom for me. What with civilians been put into the situation that they cannot live, they want to die, but they have to live more. That is super torture, isn't it, for a civilian to undergo through. Does Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks, are they humans? Do they have any common sense what they did to the humanity? I was able to handle, right? With lot of emotions, I was able to handle on with God-given strength. Even when the family are wanting to move, based on their situation, most of them will use the U-Haul. I don't know how to drive the U-Haul. I have to learn it. Probably when things are getting better, I will go to the shop of U-Haul and take that vehicle, rent it out, and just learn driving. I want to be comfortable more. Once when I'm comfortable more, then I can use the U-Haul also, right? The U-Haul truck. For me, I'm comfortable seeing that center mirror and also the left and right mirror. But if you're going to use the U-Haul, you're not going to have the center mirror, right? So for that, I have to get myself adapted to that. Just like that, I cannot take it and make myself put on the danger, and I do not want other people also to be on the danger, right? You all know that I'm a defensive and healthy and accountable driver when I'm on the road, right? But it was a learning process for me. But then all I'm asking is how I was asking, and it was interacting with them. They just could not answer. Same thing how retirement services bank, they could not answer. Even these people could not answer. The landlords, the rental people, they could not answer. Because their system will crash. Right? Tony Hevers, he's a prostitute, right? He's a prostitute. He got to stay in a palace, but he never bothered how the population will be tortured because of this COVID-19 crisis that people are undergoing through. He threw acid on me. Don't you all think I want Tony Hevers to live free and just watch him too? He must watch me live with acid and scars on my face? Don't you all think so? What went wrong? What went wrong? How healthy processing could have been done and it was prevented upfront. Why? Why Pope Francis, being God of USA, forgot to educate the rental owners association population to send back all the security deposit, all the, that COVID-19 provided, whoever tenants provided that rental, to send all those back to the rentals? Why? Why Pope Francis failed on that? Can you see how I chopped his head? Nobody will ask. Nobody will dare to ask. Not even one human in the rental association population will dare to ask why I chopped the head of Pope Francis. Right? Because he is God of USA. It is his job. He should have taken this much care, right? He never did that. That is why I'm displaying the crime up front, in front of 7.9 plus billions of humans, and let all the humans know this crime. This crime is so super duper crime, isn't it? People cannot escape out of this. Now, this is directly impacting what? Property insurance. That means American family insurance must be going to jail. Right? American family insurance. You heard me right? The American family insurance must be going to jail. Any moment must be going to jail, hitting on the jail. So Nestle cannot market American family insurance. American family insurance cannot market Hewlett-Packard. There are humans only. For human high side, there are humans only. They are not monsters. But the crime is their software logic algorithm is wrong. American family insurance must be sealed and shut down, no matter what. Alright? Because their property insurance services and the rental insurance services is wrong. Same thing goes for Geico. 15 minutes can save you for a car insurance. That's the slogan they come with, that animal thing, the lizard thing, and the caveman thing. That's how they attract people. I'm not talking about that fun part. Fun part is fun part, yeah. We all know how that progressive, that lady comes. That's the fun part of the commercials, right? But how many insurance are there? Travelers insurance are there. Cigna insurance are there, right? And all the insurance software logics is wrong. They are all panic mode after all. Can you see how in indirect way everybody threw acid on me when I only educated wisdom, nothing more or nothing less. In fact, I was providing how to provide healthy solutions, how to provide healthy rental services. Do you all know that? I even provided the solutions. When Pope Francis never able to provide, when Queen Elizabeth was not able to provide, when President Obama was not able to provide, when President Trump was not able to provide, I was providing how to provide the solution. So people will surely relate to me. How many of you all have been in this kind of a situation? Tortured by the landlords in one way or the other. Why? How? Did you all ask for landlords? Did you all ask for the landlords torturing service providers? No, right? Nobody asked for that. We all are humans only, whether we are in the white skin mode or colored skin mode or nationality different mode or ethnicity mode or having the accent of speaking language mode. We are all, bottom line, what? Humans. We all have blood color red. We all do not like injustice, right? We all love only civil justice. We all yawn. Not yawn, sorry. We all long for civil justice, right? We all long for only civil justice. So you all got it, right? Why being humane always at any point of time, at the cost of death, is always provided by cleanest love, true love, always, forever. With Queen Elizabeth II provided this housing tax fraud, rental tax fraud, and Pope Francis provided this housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud. Entire property insurance services must be sealed and shut down. American family insurance must be in jail. Right? American family insurance must be in jail. Any moment should be in the jail. Yes, my dear fellow mankind. When all these people are providing tax fraud, are able to live free, why on the earth they even bother to hurt me? Why? Why on the earth they all threw acid on my face when I was only educating wisdom? This is a live proof that fools are always fools. They just cannot understand the wisdom. They just cannot. Sufferers are always the wisest after all. So I provided how to provide healthy rental services solutions also, design architecting solutions, complex solutions. How many people took my at least the design solutions, but then the highest part of it, they cannot operate it. Because of this, Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth II, the Satans are there, they just cannot. They just cannot. The property insurance cannot provide healthy services. The landlords, they cannot provide the healthy services. So they are all helpless mode. So there is that little bit of that innocence part of it. And for civil justice, I will allow everybody who threw acid on me to live free only. I want the landlords who threw acid on me to just live, watch and see me live, right? If at all they want to laugh at my scarred face, that's their choice. That's fine with me as long as I get to live free and I want them to watch me live free, right? Don't all think so that is a civil justice for me. And you all know how I provide only stylish civil justice. So $1,500,000 trillion damages done to me is the cheapest medical finance aid my development. Nobody will dare to ask, no. Let USA go crazy one side, let Queen Elizabeth die out of heart attack, let Pope Francis die out of heart attack. I say just pay $1,500,000 trillion for the damages done to me. Too much of emotional pain I have to undergo through, right? When people don't know what is emotional pain, don't all think I have to step in and educate what is emotion, what is pain. I actually educated them. What is pain? What is pain services? What is pain service providers in the entire disability creating life cycle? I have to educate everything. Others were thinking, why this lady is talking everything about the basic which we all know? No. People never knows what is pain. No. People never knew what is agony. People never even knew what is emotion. People never even knew what is feeling. People never even know why and how and each and every single emotion is measured in units of feelings. And how and why each nerve in the brain is connected to the heart. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Because Queen Elizabeth mandated people should not be educated. She is a prostitute after all. It is because of her, she created this crap, then I have to step in and I have to educate the population first of what is human, what is feelings, what is pain services, what is slavery, what is hatred, what is discrimination, what is domestic violence, what are the types of emotions, what is love, what is hate, why love is a drug, what is hate is a drug too. How much of labor I provided. It is United States of America must pay me the salary. Right? But for me, civil justice is when all the people mocking me, bullying me, for my, even body shaming me, right? For hobbies, in pot belly, like that. Gray hair mode, right? So people might be wondering why I was only providing the civil justice one session where I went without coloring my hair, right? Now you'll know it. I want to get the job first. The rightful job. They stole from me. And above all, I have to undergo with that emotional pain of being aware that I am the true owner of all nations. When people are undergoing through all these kind of stuff, why on the earth Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks even bother to create that kind of a crime? I still cannot tolerate that. I just cannot. Even the God of true Christianity will only forgive them. I will say, true God, just stand aside. I will have to discipline left and right Dr. Fauci my way. Just move aside. I just cannot tolerate for whatever crime they provided. There is zero tolerance for that. So what went wrong in humanity? What went wrong? Why nobody educated what is human in the United States of America? There are 300 millions of population, right? Why there are no humans yet? Why there are no humans yet? This is just only one part of the crime, right? With this, there is only 10% of the crime I have to display. And there will be a lot of puking. Wait for that puking. But you keep puking. Just puke and fill the St. Peter's Basilica Roman Catholic Christian Church in Vatican. Let Pope Francis die out of heart attack on that alone. Is he human? You tell me. He's a god of yours, isn't it? At least if he is not able to visit state of Wisconsin, at least he could have, educated the Roman Province Jesuits organization in state of Wisconsin and could have educated them to provide this healthy processing, to slap on the face of Tony Evers, the prostitute, right? Now tell me, what if for a tit for tat, what if I ask him to provide the eviction notice on his forehead? Make him to sleep on the road next to the homeless. Nobody will ask me. Why? Right? I can still ask United States, the federal government, to provide that as a civil justice for me. Right? I don't know what you will do, USA. This USA and the state of Wisconsin, Tony Evers created a lot of disaster for me, being a Democrat. As if Republican Scott Walker created havoc is not enough, he created a lot of damages. Just ask him to evict from the palace now. Let all the population around that area see him getting evicted. Forced him to throw him on the road. Let him sleep on the next to next homeless. Freeze all the banking accounts. Put him in that emotional pain of what will he do next mode. That's a tit for tat. But I do not want that. I want Tony Evers to live free. And he should know why he is allowed to live free. Right? Live free to be a testimony of true God. With this civil justice of $500 billion slapped on the face of state of Wisconsin, even when Tony Evers is taking shelter in the coffin, will never dare to hurt any fellow mankind. That is how the civil justice should be. Right? The $1,500,000 trillion is enough to provide us discipline. I can chew all the $1,500,000 trillion one by one, and just throw it on the road and say to the population of state of Wisconsin, see, this is the $1,500,000 trillion, like that. It's my life, it's my choice, isn't it? So, for whatever, if you see the patterns, this tax fraud is directly tracing to the Absolute-Monarchs. They created this tax fraud, and who is made to look at fault mode? You tell me. You all got it now, right? But all along, I'm just displaying President Joe Biden is a scammer. He's another prostitute, right? President Trump is also a prostitute only, but innocent prostitute. Innocence is identified, that's all. So, at least him being in the real estate business, he could have educated the rental association population on how to provide healthy services, right? He never bothered. If President Trump knows that all the people threw acid on me, I think President Trump will cry. Shed tears. That's what is called as cry, right? What would all have done? What would all have done? This is just only, I'm talking about how many people would have undergone through this mortgage foreclosed. As if rental eviction crime is not enough. They even provided foreclosure crime, right? How many housing went into the foreclosure, right? When nobody stood up for that population, I am the only one human, my dear fellow mankind. I stood up and talked for them. And I said, I sure will get civil justice for entire foreclosed population who became victims of abuse out of that. Banking sectors made $1 trillion revenue out of that foreclosing homes only. They really don't care about the human sentiments, nothing. When it comes to the business, it's dollars, it's dollars. Right? For tit for tat, what can I do? You all know what I can do, isn't it? I can ask Ben Carson, who was a housing urban development team leader during the President Trump admin. He's a neurosurgeon. He's a prostitute. He's an African American prostitute, after all. Right. I can ask USA Today to just make him go outside of his mansion and throw him on the road. Let him sleep on the road next to homeless mode. Right? For tit for tat. Or stamp on the mortgage, eviction and foreclose on his forehead. Put the stamp on his forehead. Create that shame. That way family, friends, neighbors, community all will mock at him. That's a tit for tat for me, right? I do not want that. I want that prostitute neurosurgeon, the Ben Carson, to live free. And must know why he is allowed to live free. He is not innocent, but President Trump is innocent. He is the one who should have stepped up and sitting side by side with President Trump and must have guided how to provide healthy mortgage services, how to prevent foreclosures. I slapped left and right on the face of whom? President Barack Obama. President Barack Obama, the lawyer. Testimony. I have to provide this as a testimony, isn't it? Then they will relate. He immediately worked on how to provide foreclosure reform. It is being a baby step mode only. He provided that reform and then it got transitioned to the Trump admin. And Trump admin, he's a businessman anyways. He never, whatever here wisest people will say, the Republicans will block it up, right? So today, President Trump is at fault, has to be in jail. President Joe Biden is at fault, has to be in jail for this property tax fraud and housing tax fraud. And also provided foreclosures. Why nobody knows that there should never be any foreclosures as of today, as of this moment in March of 2021? Can you see how much of the highest severity prostitutes is Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks? After all, they are the prostitutes, right? If at all, without providing that mask strategy, they could have stepped and stood up face to face and could have talked to me, and I would have guided them at least in a healthy way, right? They just could not tolerate that I displayed the deadliest crime of Department of Health Services providing Medicaid, Medicare, anything of Medicaid, Medicare, everything is wrong to the judge of state of his concern. They just could not tolerate that. The foolish, right? And I said, see, Justice, these Department of Health Services, they cannot tolerate it. Because everything is crashing, right? They do not want their names to be gone. But today, it is God's name, it's glorified. Because Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks provided a scandal is also life proof. What more is needed? So it is a Department of Health Services, they themselves came and fall in that trap. Right? Foolish will do this kind of behavioral pattern only. So for whatever crime this Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks provided, for me civil justices, USA have to stand upside down and pay me $1 trillion for Dr. Fauci's scandal and Dr. Brinks' scandal, $1 trillion, $2 trillion they have to pay me. Civil justice. I know I'm an excellent tax collector. When people created damages, they are the ones who have to pay the tax. Got it? I educated that. In a tax processing life cycle, whoever created damages, whoever is creating damages, whoever is creating diseases to the fellow mankind, they are the ones who must pay tax. I'm a worst kind of a tax collector, you see. $1,500 trillion is enough for any civilian to know why I am a toughest tax collector. When people are living in humane ways, they can live free, right? They can live free. Who on the earth is Pope? I never asked for this Pope crap. Who is Queen Elizabeth II? I never asked for that crap. If USA loves Pope Francis, let them worship Pope Francis as God. Right? But for me, why they even wanted to provide these kind of a tax fraud in the property tax and rental tax? Now imagine the tenants undergoing through this kind of a scam with the landlord is one part. That now approximately 99% of the population are renting only. Worldwide it's the same. Nation to nation if you go, only 1% of the entire population will be owning home. Right? But then this foreclosure also, they never even left that part. They wanted the humans to be destroyed in the emotional torture with that foreclosure torture also. That is by people will die, people will self-inflict and get suicide and die, right? Because the torture provided the banking sectors is highest level of torture. When nobody knew death can be created by finance death. When finance disability can create stress and create death, or be it cardiac arrest or cardiac whatever. Nobody knew until I educated that. People were thinking cancer was a different thing. So people never knew what is a disease, what is not a disease. So I have to again step in and explain. Ease means people are living in comfortable position. Disease means not at ease, discomfort position. Right? Able means you are able, civilian is able mode. Disabled means not able mode. These are all the basic foundation education, but nobody bothered to educate the population in the rightful way. People, even doctors in the Department of Health Services don't know what is disease and what is not disease. What is the proof? Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks proved it, isn't it? For a plague that never even existed, how they created the scandal. I just cannot tolerate it. I don't know about my peers, I just cannot. Right? It's too much of emotional torture for me if I'm going to think about that. If USA pays me $2 trillion for the damages the Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks provided, that can help me only in the healing process, that is all. Right? It's too much of torture for me. So, can you all see how I'm providing the crime one side, I'm providing the solutions one side, and I'm also providing what if healthy processing was provided. What if and how the civilians would have been helped in the rightful way, right? Little bit of easing out that pain, that is all. All are undergoing through a lot of stress, people worldwide in different forms and avatars every single day. But then how this healthy, little bit of healthy, it's like a helping hand mode. It's a jump start mode, right? Then I have to step in and educate what's a jump start. Can you see how pathetic a nation is? Then I have to educate. See, when you start to drive the vehicle, it will not start. It needs a jump start battery processing to be provided to start. So that moment they have to wait for the insurance people or that emergency road services people. Strangers only, they have to come. They have to use the jump start. But then yes, nowadays there is a jump start kit available readily in the retail that people can get it and they can use it. Within 5 minutes they can get the jump started and start the vehicle and start driving. Now these little bit of finance aid and finance assistance, this will help like a jump start. That's all, right? When there should never be unemployment insurance at the first place. That is already in the jail. And already they are asking 15% of the tax. That is super crime. So super double, triple the amount, they have to be in the jail only, indefinite. But these rental tax relaxations or the waivings or give back, hey landlords, just give back the security deposit to the residents. Give back the rental amounts they paid during that COVID-19. How healthiest help the civilians can get for a temporary basis. These are all only will help only on the temporary basis, but it will be a huge help. It will be timely help, right? The landlords don't have to feel shame about that because they will be credited in a healthy way by the US government anyways. The federal government will fund them, right? Oh, landlords, you are providing these kind of healthy help for your community and the neighborhood. Okay, we want to credit for your healthy services. They will get credited. They will not go bankrupted. No, the landlords will not go bankrupted when they are providing healthy services like this. It will be honor for them to provide these kind of healthy services. But how everything was provided with a roadblock. How everybody, insurance helpless one side, landlords helpless one side, property insurers one side helpless mode, Republican government prostitutes, Democrat government prostitutes. Then Roman province justice organizations, they are saying they are the only gods. They are not providing any help. Pope Francis says he is the God of USA. He is not providing any help. Queen Elizabeth says she is the only God of USA. She is not providing any help. When all this crap is going on, Department of Justice will say, yes, you have to evict. You have to get out of the home if you are owning a home, foreclose. What kind of a crap is this? They made an entire mockery, right? So where on the earth the civilians will go for help? You tell me. When they're knocking on each and every single door for help, they're not getting any help, right? They're not getting any help in any way or matter. If they're going to go towards the banking, hey, bank, please, provide me short-term loan. I'm unemployed. So that during that time frame, I can use that initial finance aid and can take care of, and that was this COVID-19 is happening. No, roadblock. Pope Francis, educated, bank should not help. So for civil justice, coolest way, I can ask bank, USA government, the federal government to throw Pope Francis on the road, right? Now, nobody will ask me why. 84 years, I think so. 84 years plus old Pope Francis, I can ask federal government of United States of America to just throw him on the road. Just seal and shut down St. Peter's Basilica, Roman Catholic, Vatican Palace, right? Nobody will ask me why. Nobody will dare to ask me why I'm so rude. Right? People never even dare to ask me to provide mercy to that cunning prostitute Pope Francis, the 84 years prostitute. Right? Only the fanatic love of Pope Francis population will throw acid on me again. But I will still laugh at them and I will still stand in front of them and I'll ask them, if at all you want to throw me acid, throw me acid. No matter what, Pope Francis will be thrown in volcano. This is my discipline. I can very well ask 95 plus years of Queen Elizabeth to be thrown out of Buckingham Palace on the road, right? Just now, the next half a second. Nobody will ask me. But what went wrong in the humanity? Why nobody knew what is humanity? So I have to discipline what is humanity my way, right? And I have to get the civil justice my way. I have a lot of scars, and it's all the scars created by Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth II, absolute monarchs only. So $1,500,000 trillion must be provided to me. That's all. It's as simple as that. If my peers loves to worship Queen Elizabeth as God, it's their choice. It's not my choice. I say pay $1,500,000 trillion. Then let's talk. And it went 1 hour. But it's very important, isn't it? It's a deadliest crime, my dear fellow mankind. Please understand the severity I'm talking about. Already I said what? USA government should not even dare to start government operation because all these civil justice must be served means it is a crime. Without fixing these crimes, they cannot even move forward. That is why I displayed why President Joe Biden is scammer, right? A prostitute. This is a behavioral pattern of prostitutes. They really don't care, right? President Joe Biden owns home. President Trump owns home. How many home? One? It's many. And I do not even want to know how many. It is their choice. It's people's choice, right? I cannot define how many homes each individual can have. But what went wrong in these are all the very healthy processing. It could have been provided. It's not a rocket science, isn't it? So can you understand the severity, why I must get the job offer immediately? That way I can even sit side by side with the rental association teams and the housing teams, Freddie Mac and Freddie Mae banking sectors, to guide them how to provide the software solutions of the first place, design solutions, software design architect solutions, right? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, it is Pope Francis who created a lot of hell for me, and I must get civil justice no matter what. If he loves to create hell, it is his choice. I never asked for his crap. I never asked for the Pope Francis crap. Got it? Who is he? And who is Queen Elizabeth to crap? The prostitute. To create hell for hell after hell after hell for me. Now, after all this task I provided, just because I displayed Pope Francis, because of Pope Francis alone, the banking sector software is crime, I got laid off. What would you all have done? What would you all have done? Medicare, wrong, I got laid off. Banking sector's wrong, I displayed Pope Francis as a criminal, throw him on the jail. I can provide excellent design. I provided already the patented design. That itself is the costliest design I provided to the banking sector, isn't it? They should pay me for the design because they have got the design from me, right? It's a patented design. So how injustice alone been bombarded on me? I explained, I educated the errors, and I also provided the solution. If you're going to do this way, it'll be excellent services. So all along when I was only, but when you're seeing all the people who are doing all kind of a crap, they are in the workplaces, right? And all along I was only educating wisdom. It's almost 1 year past, right? Not 1 year, it's going to be 1 year in few months. But all along in this injustice and the scars part of it, Can you all see educated that how God's name alone is glorified? I'm testifying it, right? I'm providing testimony, right? So people always will envy how these people are able to live, laugh, dance, cook, eat food, when all this kind of pain and agony thrown on them, scars created on their face with injustice way. It's because God-given peace that passes understanding. It's because only God-given peace that passes understanding. These are the deadliest crime that needs to be fixed. And can you see, President Joe Biden provided $1.9 trillion. It's a scam. It's a crime, after all, I would say. I will only ask President Joe Biden, please take your spot in the jail. Go figure out the spot, because the jails are all filling up. I know you're laughing. Please do not laugh. It's not funny. I'm talking about important crime here. President Joe Biden must end up only in the jail right now, this moment. So President Trump must be laughing out loudest. Right? So how the scammers get into this trap? It's like President Joe Biden, he himself came and fall into the jail with $1.9 trillion sign off. Right? He never that's a proof, right? He said he's going to eradicate COVID-19. He never did that. He even gave the job to Dr. Fauci. How cunning, how prostitute he can be. He proved he's a real prostitute, right? Because this is what the prostitute and prostitute organizations will do. Their main job is to fool population, that's all. Their first job is to fool people. For how long we tenants have been paying tax? Costly rental. When we are paying tax, at least our landlord should not even throw the acid on the face, right? At least that human part also must be there. Why? That human part is not there. So prostitutes are prostitutes. That's all I want to say. And it is the wisest people who are getting sufferers, right? So yes, I want $1,500 trillion for medical compensation for this absolute monarchs provided disaster to me. Who are they? Who are they? Who are they to provide this kind of disaster to me? So, with that said of that overview, you all got it. How the foreclosure reform is also provided by me only. Now, people who became victims of abuse out of that foreclosure, they never knew that I only provided reform for them. It's still in the baby steps, because these prostitute governments, right, they don't know how to fix it. That is why I'm asking, hey, please provide the job to me. I know how to fix it. I can fix it. They don't even want that also to happen. They stole my rightful job. I must be the Supreme Judge of USA. It's as simple as that. I want Brett Kavanaugh to get out of the Supreme Court judge. Or I should be the leader to lead the entire Supreme Judge team. So they have to create a new job. And say the chief of Supreme Judge is Vethapriya, like that. I have to be the hierarchy, highest level of the job. Oh, no. That means whatever law I write, Brett Kavanaugh will work on it. Because Brett Kavanaugh don't know what is a law, right? He's still getting the job. He's on the job. He's a prostitute. Amy Barrett is a prostitute, right? How human eyes gets blinded. Why? At least for the white-skinned people, they should have provided that healthy process, and they never provided that. That itself is a proof it's not even about the skin color. This crime is something really deadly that needs to be fixed. Fix it now. It's now or never more. Just fix it. More. I only can fix it. So with that said, I will quickly read through this civil justice sign off. Okay. Quarter 1, 2021. Quarter 1 of January 2021. Quarter 1 of February 2021. Quarter 1 of March 2021. Deadliest crime. At fault found guilty, Republican government and Democrat of USA and Absolute-Monarchs, Antichrist Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis created housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud worldwide. The scandal not only in the United States of America, the scandal is worldwide. That must be fixed. So, Antichrist Pope Francis created housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE, and Antichrist Queen Elizabeth II created housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. So for I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved scandal of absolute monarchs and proved Pope Francis' Roman Empire King Herod as of February 2021. Any salary as in tax-free billions of dollars, USA government can provide effective immediate using direct deposit to my bank account to I am that I am, Vethapriya, PROSE, native Indian tribe, Israelite tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, true owner of all nations worldwide can help me. Scandal phases of Republican Europe nations worldwide, Republica at fault found guilty, prostitutes of Europe nations, USA tax fraud, March of 2021 is proved. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud, provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Democrat government provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Queen Elizabeth II provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Pope Francis provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, GOP Mitch McConnell provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, President Trump 2016 to 2020 and President Joe Biden 2020 to 2024 provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Roman Province Jesuits Organization of State of Wisconsin. Got it? Why the proof is live proof? State of Wisconsin, State of Michigan, State of Illinois, State of New York, State of New England, State of Maryland, State of Louisiana, State of Missouri, State of California, State of Oregon, provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya, PROSE. How many Roman Catholic fathers are there in the United States of America? How many Roman Catholic nuns are there in the United States of America? Why they never stood up and educated that USA must never provide tax fraud? Can you see how each and every single Roman Catholic fathers are prostitutes and how each and every single Roman Catholic nuns are prostitutes? Roman Catholic population would not love to hear it, right? They would want to punch on my face. I am absolutely positive on that, yeah. I say go punch on my face. This is the civil justice according to the Holy Bible guidelines. I am providing civil justice according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Nobody will dare to ask me why. Roman Catholic fathers are prostitutes, it's the truth. You digest with it, deal with it, it's your choice. Roman Catholic nuns are prostitutes. You deal with it, digest with it, deal with it, handle with it, it's your choice. I already said, I am the only one who is going to bail them out because innocence is identified on their side too. So I have to provide that now, right? Because how many Roman Catholic fathers are there? They could have stepped in and educated. They never did that. So they are prostitutes. That's all. They wear all the fancy burqas. So note, Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis and housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud created robocall poverty mandate, enforced poverty disability to I Vethapriya PROSE on October 2018 is proved for prostitute Republican government of USA to steal rightful Supreme Court judge job of USA in October 2018 that rightful belonged to I Vethapriya PROSE. Civil law must be provided now without delay. Can you get it? If at all I would have become the Supreme Judge on October 2018, I would have provided healthy solutions, isn't it? They even stopped that. And even Brett Kavanaugh never bothered to fix it. Amy Barrett came in the late in the bus, even she never bothered to fix it. You all work on, who am I? Why all these people threw acid on me? Why these people threw nails and crucified me in different versions? You all work on, who am I? What would you all have done? Did you all ask for property tax? Did you all ask for the rental tax? For me, when all these people were crucifying me, I know I'm the true owner of USA. I own all the land, the dust particle I own, and how I've been only thrown with acids on my face, right? I, Vethapriya PROSE, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, own the text for ongoing civil justice sign-off, at fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government and USA Democrat government as in Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, and housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud created robocall poverty mandate to I, Vethapriya PROSE, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, and Republican government GOP leader Mitch McConnell, President Trump, Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh in October 2018 enforced poverty mandate to I Vethapriya PROSE abruptly on October 2018, and Republican government of United States of America took away $4,500 on October 2018 abruptly and enforced finance debt of $10,000 plus since October 2018, October 2019, October 2020, and as of quarter 1 of 2001, as that is January 2021, February 2021, March 2021 to I Vethapriya PROSE, enforced finance disability to I Vethapriya PROSE abruptly. It is crime for at fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government and USA Democrat government and Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, and housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud, credited robocall poverty mandate is proved, and so civil justices Vethapriya PROSE want Citibank CEO to pay off my debt $10,000 plus and sign off tax-free $5,000 and at fault and found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government and USA Democrat government, Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, in housing tax fraud and rental tax fraud created robocall poverty mandate with fatal negligence, so must sign off tax-free $1,500 trillion to be direct deposited in my bank account for all types of damages done by selfish, cunning, Islam, Judaism, absolute monarchs, types wild endangered species and health creators, and at fault and found guilty, Holy Highness God of USA, Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, and Republican government of USA will provide the needful, and so that to be on the same page. So yes, this session went 1 hour and 21 minutes, but then it is very crucial, isn't it? The crime is so deadly as it's skyrocketing. So with this session, there is how much more left? I would say 10% of the crime display is left. Watch and see. These are all only one crime at a time I'm providing, isn't it? People never knew. These are all crime, but it's a crime. People were fooled. People were fooled into thinking that they have to pay the property tax. Otherwise, they have to get out of the home. The people have to pay the, otherwise a rental eviction. The security deposit must be provided. Full security deposit must be given back to the civilians, right? No matter what, the government is going to provide them with the dollars on how to provide the maintenance healthy standards, medical ethical standards, anyways, right? So they want to make money by scrambling and eating the blood of civilians, the tenants. These landlords want to drink the blood of the tenants, that's all. So I have to step in and educate, dear landlord, what is being humane, like that. Right? So that's not my job, right? That's not my job to keep on educating to every single public sector's organizations, right? It's not my job. When I get into an apartment, I should live freely, have the healthy relationship with the landlord, right? That's how it should be. When people are doing a transaction, closing out on owning a home, it should be a healthy transaction. That's all. People, both buying and selling people are people only, right? Both the buyers and both the sellers are humans only. Then there needs to be a healthy relationship when they're doing the transaction. But when people give first priority to the business, that's when the insane and the inhumane part comes in. Yes, my dear fellow mankind, American Family Insurance of State of Wisconsin must be jailed for the crime provided. I can bail out American Family Insurance. That's the least help I can provide. Because I know the software lines are all wrongfully written. Everything's wrong. From the scratch, it's wrong. So American Family Insurance, Unemployment Insurance, Department of Welfare Services Insurance, all must be in jail only. Because they all provided tax fraud. There is no other crime than the tax fraud. So I know you all are laughing about how the jail facilities are getting filled up. Meaning people even have to run to find the spot to get themselves locked. Right? Whereas on one side, AT&T one side, Nestle one side, what not? Chocolate factories one side, Hershey's one side. All are running towards the jail to get themselves locked because they all know only I can bail them out. Amazon running towards a jail facility. Nobody can mock nobody because everybody fallen in trap. And yes, voices alone will understand my wisdom education. Fools will mock. And yes, my dear fellow mankind, initially when I was talking about that, the tenant, the landlord scandal, I broke up. Right? It is emotional breakdown. What if the Dr. Fauci and the Dr. Brinks provided healthiest help in that COVID-19 rental services? Oh wow, that would have helped, right? Don't you all think so? What if the state of governors, if they stood up and they provided healthy help? So Tony Evers is a prostitute, he's proving it, right? How people become helpless even in the public service or private sectors, public services mode. Landlord becomes helpless mode, right? They are slaves to Queen Elizabeth II. They are slaves to Pope Francis. They are slaves to Roman province Jesuit organizations instead of each and everything. Directly traces to what? France leader, the prostitute. Right? Now we all got it. Why Statue of Liberty is a prostitute statue. It is built, the sculpture is built, modeled out of Queen Elizabeth II. It is a telltale symptom of how the Babylonians empire will operate. They will mandate the population to worship only the kings as God. People have to worship, no matter what, Queen Elizabeth II only as God. Not anymore. Not anymore. So people even got their brains brainwashed, and they got it in a wrong attitude of what is a king, what is a queen. They don't even know what is a king and what is a queen. You're all laughing, right? I have to step in and I have to educate what is a king, what is a queen, what is a true king, right? People never got that education in the entire human kingdom. So you all keep working on who am I, okay? Well, now when I know I'm the true owner of USA and I should have been getting all these lands and owning the lands, when all these people throwing acid on my face, what would all have done? And I was always preventing them throwing acid on me only. And they never listened. So, God is always God, right? You all got it. Why God is always God. Why God's labor is known to God. Yes, my dear fellow mankind. It is what? It's almost nice weather, spring weather started. Since November, December, January, February, March, I did not go out. Right inside the apartment only. Because too much of finance crisis mode, too much of stress mode. I love to go out. I love to go out for a nice walk. Listening music, go for walk, exercise, everything. My brain is not allowing me to do that. I love to go to the grocery and make some grocery shopping, but my brain is not in that mode. So, what would you all have done? For me, I must get the job, I must get the rightful salary, I must get the finance aid, I must get the national benefits the rightful way, according to the Holy Bible guidelines only. So one more time, either Queen Elizabeth should say she knows what is Holy Bible, or she should say she don't know what is Holy Bible. It'd be super fun. Watch and see. The crime, more crime is there, so you all watch. Puke on her face. Pope Francis has to say whether he knows what is Holy Bible, or Pope Francis has to say whether he don't know what is Holy Bible. Right? I want the civil justice as in Holy Bible only. I said the same in year of 2019 to the justice teams. They never listened. Today they are puking. I don't know whether they are living or dead out of heart attack or whatever. Because that is too much of a stress that will create when people are crucifying innocent people. And that the stress is more always for justice teams. And they did that anyways, right? Because they are slaves to Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis. So, this session is 1 hour and 30 minutes. So you all keep working on, did you all ask for tax? If you all asked, why? If you all never asked for tax, why? Why on the earth there is tax? What for? What is the scope? What is the objective? Who gains out of the tax? Who gains out of tax? So when this tax fraud is superseding everything, now the bank set us telling you are unemployed, we cannot provide any short-term loans, any loans, everything is wrong, everything is valid, right? I mean, everything becomes invalid, right? You have to be employed, you have to show some kind of income to get the short-term loan. All that logic, software logic is wrong. That's $1 trillion scandal, isn't it? So this is how the program logic goes and checks in every checkpoint and pukes the error. It is displaying the error. I'm displaying the error, the crime. This is deadliest crime, my dear fellow mankind. The rental tax fraud and the homeowning tax fraud, the utility tax fraud, the telecom tax fraud. What not? You all keep, this all comes under the retail only, right? When Department of Health Services was able to sign up 0% full, don't have to pay back loans to the Las Vegas casinos facilities, how many homeless population, how many civilians like you and me wanted to get that healthy loan to just have their economic status be improved, right? Little bit of that loan can help them, but they never bothered to provide. So I displayed how Paycheck Protection Program loans is also a $1 trillion scandal, right? Whoever is richest can get those loans. Whoever is earning and paying tax to Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis can get that loans. Whoever is not paying the tax to Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis cannot get any of this help. Can you get it? How the program logic functions? This is how I'm displaying the live proof, isn't it? President Joe Biden must be puking now. And he must go to jail only, right? Because the tax fraud is deadliest crime. He should have known. He should have fixed this long time back. He never fixed it. It is his choice. He has to pay the price now. Even in him going to the jail mode, I will only say, resign, just go. Let me be the interim leader. I will take care of it. I can fix. And yes, I must get the job rightful that belongs to me. I should be the Supreme Chief Judge of USA. I must be the Supreme Family Law Judge. I must be the Supreme Children Law Judge. I must be the Supreme Finance Law Judge. I must be the Supreme Property Law Judge, right? Because I know how to provide healthy processing. Approving and approved. Thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye for now.